Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Starr and I'm a light renegade, part of a collective of Pleiadian beings bringing you information from the veil beyond. Hello everyone. Wow, it feels like such a long time since I've been on here, and I know that it has been. So I was away for 13 days altogether, and I'd like to say that it was a very relaxing time. It absolutely was not. I ended up I chose to go and work and help a friend out on their clothing store whilst being at two festivals. So it was a very, very, very hectic time. There was a lot of people, the most amount of people I think that I've been around since my awakening, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel. I was quite apprehensive about it, to be honest with you. It's been a long time kind of cultivating my own energy, my own protection, and, you know, really starting to feel like I was in my own energy, my own sovereignty. And yeah, I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I had the most amazing time, the most profound experiences. I know I was definitely there for energy work with certain people. There were certain energies and entities that I met along the way, and yeah, it was just a really beautiful time to be very 3D. I was definitely cloaked in some way so that my energy was much more conserved for me, and I felt like I could just blend in with everyone else, which is not something that I feel a lot of the time. So I felt really grateful to have that experience, and yeah, to have some really intimate and close spaces and conversations with people that I knew that was really heavily guided by our teams of light, by our spiritual teams. And I met so many starseeds that didn't know that they are starseeds yet. And yeah, it was just a really beautiful time to be just engaging really 3D in my human self and listening to some of the loudest music that I've heard from a really long time, and having really profound experiences sort of in that space in terms of grid work and energies, and yeah, just connecting with the essences of nature. It was so nice to not be confined by walls, not be confined by brick and mortar. You know, there was no buildings. I was sleeping in tents. I was sleeping, you know, in vans. I was just outside constantly, and it was really strange because I'd forget that I was outside all of the time, and I'd look up and I'd be like, oh wait, I'm still outside. And yeah, there was something so freeing about that experience, just to have that much time completely in nature. And, you know, thanks to the great British weather, there was a lot of rain, there was a lot of mud, and I just felt completely at home there in that space. And it was really nice just to have some time away from all of this. It's really heavy over here a lot of the time, you know, and I'm really conscious of that being something that we've had to bring forward. And I know that this is the work for all of us, but it does feel heavy sometimes. And, you know, I was glad to give you all a break from that as well. I think we all needed it. And yeah, it was at a time when I was just feeling really stuck in my own energy, feeling really stuck in how to move forward with certain things. And I think I shared a lot about this before I went away. And this is something that my teams have guided me to explain to you all, kind of where I find myself now in my situation. Those of you that are, you know, familiar with my story, you know that I've had a connection that has been really troublesome this lifetime. And I've literally been to the gates of hell and back with this person, with this energy. And finally, last week at some point, I was greeted by a Sirius star being, and they just held me in their arms. It was really strange. As soon as I hit the parameters of seeing my hometown, I was just hit with a wall of grief. I was just hit with utter pain like I've never felt before, and just feelings of sadness, of loss, and deep grief. And I didn't understand what was happening, and I spent a few days just uncontrollably crying, and no one was really coming in for me. But at the same time, I feel like I was just pushing everyone's energy away, you know, my different guides coming in to try and speak to me, as there was some part of me that was just intuitively just pushing them away, because I don't think I was ready to hear the information. But it finally came in 3 days after I got back, and yeah, this Sirius star being said that my energy is being returned to me. There has been a cord of energy that has been linking me to this person for a really long time, and, you know, finally that cord, my energy is stopped being siphoned to this person. They're not going to have access to me or my energy, and they will not be in my life ever for the rest of my existence here in this lifetime. And, you know, obviously that's been a really difficult thing to hear, but I think that I am ready to hear it. And I think that at the bottom of my everything, I think I'm just so grateful that I know where I stand now with everything, and I know that my own energy is coming back to me. So the grief that I was feeling in those spaces before I was told this information was that actually in other timelines they were having to to end this other person's life so that we could be detached in a way that was going to be tangible for us to move forward in our lifetimes, which I still can't quite get my head around, but I definitely felt it. And, I trust my guys, I trust my teams, and I'm just really grateful that I have, a concrete answer for this and that I get to move forward. And, they're really helping me to be able to let all of this go once and for all. And, they tried everything that they could to bring this person into alignment with me, with this, what we are doing, with moving forward. And it just wasn't possible, which is, sad for me. I'm sad for me, I'm sad for them. And, I wish them all the best. And yeah, it's just been a really profound time the past few weeks, and understanding kind of where I'm at right now and starting to understand where I might want to be going next. And I think the main thing that was coming forward when I was away was that, I need to be injecting more fun into my life. It's really difficult to kind of be traversing both of these planes, and I feel very much not here a lot of the time doing all of this work, and I see life going on around me, and it feels like I almost can't fully engage. And I was very much turned off whilst I was away. I was very 3D. I was very much cloaked by my teams of light so that I could just blend in, because often I don't feel like I can. I go out into the streets, people stare at me, I know that I'm connecting with people's energies like left, right and center all of the time, and there wasn't much of that whilst I was away. There was very specific people that I know that I was having to be engaging with, and I had some really deep and profound conversations with some people, and yeah, it was really beautiful. One of the people that I ended up working with, as soon as I met them, they started speaking about the stars, they started speaking about Pleiadians, and they were very, very, very happy to hear that I'm a Pleiadian, and we're going to stay in touch. And yeah, we're going to go to some ufology circles together. So my community is expanding here, which I'm very much grateful for, but I know for the most part I was living a very 3D experiences, and being okay with that. I think I've got to the space now where I'm happy to be turning off, all the things that I can connect into, to just have some 3D time and, really integrate myself in this human experience. And that's something that I think I've had to work on my boundaries with that, and what feels comfortable to me, what feels like, I'm not hiding, but at the same time knowing that sometimes it's okay to just be human and to have that experience and to be enjoying it. So that's where I find myself right now, is figuring out the spaces and where my boundaries are with all of that, and what feels good to me, what feels right to me, what feels safe to me, and how much I want to be giving in certain spaces too. I think this life and this path, often we feel like we need to be giving our utmost all of the time, and I was hitting mental and emotional burnout, and I was thinking there needs to be more that I need to be doing to be cultivating my own energy in a very specific way on how I want to interact with people moving forward. And I think some of you might be in that space at this time too, and we are in the energies of the Lionsgate portal at this time, and I think all of this was coming in, including the Sirius Star being that was a really beautiful being, really really powerful being. This is not a being that I connected with previously, and I think there's going to be something in us being able to move forward in our own energy, but at the same time integrating a lot deeper into the human experience, and that just being the path. And I think that might bring some comfort to some of you, because I know that a lot of you out there, don't often get to feel the type of energies and experience the type of things that I often talk about. And there is a method to that. It is very difficult to be here when you do experience a lot of this. I'm at the point now where I understand my own energy. I understand why I'm here for the most part, but you've all been here to witness it. It is difficult work. It is difficult things that I bring forward. So I want to say to some of you out there that, wish that you had more connection at this time. It is a blessing sometimes that you don't. There is a lot that does weigh heavy. There is a lot that feels like it is... that it does feel like it's a burden sometimes. As much as I am grateful for this experience, it does feel like a burden at times. And I want some of you perhaps out there to just be appreciating where you are, to be appreciating that you are having such a human and 3D experience, but in your own consciousness and being so awake. And I think that is almost like the sweet spot to be in right now, is to be not so deep in, all of the energies and to be able to be expanding your consciousness while still enjoying your 3D experience. So I want to say to you, if you are someone out there that is, desperate for more connection to the galactic realms and all of those things, know that that is coming for you in time. But please, please, please appreciate where you are right now. There are moments and times where, I wish that I could go back and turn it off and not know the things that I do, because it overtakes everything to the point of, watching certain things on TV, listening to certain music. I just can't listen to it anymore because I know the message behind it, and, it infuriates me, it saddens me, and yeah, so there's a lot of life that gets switched off when you come into your full capacity of your galactic energy and your super connection to everything. So I think that message some of you out there needed to hear today. So just be appreciative of where you are in your journey at this time. But another thing I wanted to talk about is just the massive amount of energy that's coming in at the moment. I wasn't here last week. I got back probably about a week ago now, but I wasn't able to be connecting with you in this way because there was just so much energy coming through. I managed to get out one card reading, I think, on my other channel, and that was a real struggle. I was literally behind the scenes having my hands on my head as I felt like my head was splitting in two because so much energy and what felt like downloads were coming into me whilst opening up my channel for that. So apologies that I have been away for a little bit longer than I've actually been away for, but it just wasn't possible. And I've been having real trouble with my jaw. I'm being given a lot of downloads and information that is going straight to my jaw, and it's really uncomfortable. This is something that I've been having to work with myself and my teams every day to bring some healing in that. But this is a space where a lot of downloads get loaded into, especially ancestral patterns and trauma. A lot of trauma is held in the jawline as well. So there's been some releasing, there's been some adjustments in terms of my integrating of the energies and also receiving a lot of information in my jaw. So there was also problems with me being able to speak a lot too. So that's also why I've been away, everyone. So thank you for your patience, and I couldn't be more grateful to be back and to be aligning with all of you. And thank you those that have messaged and, to say that I look really happy and that I had a really great time away. And I absolutely did. I definitely needed it. And I want to be injecting more fun into my life, more time for play, more time for just having a human experience along with all of this that we do. And, this is something that we want to bring forward as Light Renegades, as spaces that we can all come together in a bit more of a light-hearted essence, connecting to, the different dimensions that are full of fun, full of play, the Davic realm, the fairies, the dragons, that type of thing. So there was lots on the horizon, everyone. There was lots that myself and Anna Maria and Cabello have been speaking about this week that we want to bring forward to you. And there is something that the Galactic Alliance actually put in a message last week, which was, a massive kick up my behind, because I thought, okay, I'm going to have to bring this forward and share that we are having an event soon. But I'll go ahead and read the message from the Galactic Alliance, because they tell us a little bit about how they want to be connecting in with us, and this is a space that we are going to be facilitating as the Light Renegades. But this message came through, I think, Thursday last week, and the message from the Galactic Alliance is the message from the Galactic Alliance is titled "Change is Upon Us." And they started with, "Dear souls, we connect with you at this time of monumentous change. The information coming forth has a great impact on the future of humanity and all souls aligning with the connection of oneness in the name of Christ consciousness. However, at this time, we wish to make you aware of the agenda on the side of all that you are receiving. The powers that be wish to deceive you once again. Their aim is to align you with the idea of UFO and UAPs. Please do not be alarmed if in the near future you receive information of aliens, unidentified species who wish to harm. This is the narrative that will be pushed to the masses, the idea of war against other planets. This is not the case. You all by now know the truth. The challenge we are facing at this time is to overcome the reptilian order and closing down of the timelines of negativity, which has ultimately been overruled. Everything else is a construction of the matrix, a more open narrative towards the truth, but still lies and distortion. Please know that we have done all that we can to change the script. However, there will still be the notion of intergalactic wars that make it into your present time. Do not be alarmed. We are in control ultimately, but this is something that we will have to play out. This is something that will have to play out in order to bring true divine order. There will be an expression of ETs to the masses. You will be introduced to galactic beings they will be made aware to you. This is the future that we are all aligning to. It is exciting times, but you must keep your mind clear as possible. The powers that be wish to turn the narrative against ETs. They wish to make us the enemy so that they have total control. Do not be fooled. This will be a true test of your resolve, your free will, and ability to read the truth behind the lies. We will always do our best to support each and every one of you, though we see many of you waning at this time. Times are tough. Your life seems tough. Many of you are being pushed to your limits so that you can break free from the constraints of the past, your ancestral karma, and your limiting beliefs. Remember, this is what you came here for. We know that for many, this life thus far has been, we know that for many, this life thus far has not been easy, but we promise the light and the sun of your life is on the horizon. If you keep pushing through the barriers that truly do not exist. It is fear, it is illusion of suffering. You are free already, remember this. No matter what is happening, see through the darkness and always come back into the light. What is your heart telling you? For this is always the answer. We are here for you, always. And then they go into, one, call me out for not being here that much, and also, kicking us light renegades in the behind in sorting out our first circle. So the Galactic Alliance came in to say that they wish to be connecting with you all a little bit deeper at this time. And they started with that they would like us to align your energies deeper than ever before. We wish to invite you to a circle of healing and connection with the Light Renegades that will take place on the 22nd of August. Still in the midst of the Lionsgate portal, we wish to align you with your highest frequencies of our collective soul and our source creator. We wish to create a space to bring you into balance, into the connection of all those in alignment around you too at this time. Tune into your soul's calling and feel the presence of our hearts within yours. And they went into such detail, it really made me laugh, because they said, to sign up, please contact the Light Renegades to be added to the list for this ceremony. Please know that you are always in our hearts and we are all as one. There will be many of you whom have resistance to this notion. We urge you to join us, even though this may go against what you feel is your better judgment at this time. This is your fear and your ego speaking. Trust in your hearts, knowing you are here for a reason. All our love and more, the Galactic Alliance. So there was a lot that came through with that message, everyone. And, the message definitely came through with regards to the hearing that took place last week, I think maybe the week before, with connection to, more UFO information being released and all that has been happening. And I can't help but feel whenever I see something be released, that is telling the masses about ETs, about UFOs, about UAPs, about the connection to galactic realms and, any form of higher intelligence and, the military, the army, etc. There is just a deep, I think there is a deep numbness, there is a deep coldness that goes along with this, because there is always an agenda at play. Whatever we are facing at this time, there is an essence of, that is great for all of us that are very much aware of these aspects already, but at the same time, there is still going to be a negative narrative that is pushed for a little while until we come into that fine balance of us being able to come forward as such a strong and big collective, and when the powers that be have been completely overruled and we get to see that in our present time, I do not know, but something that has been coming forward time and time again. And this is not something that a lot of people are saying around me, and I feel very tentative in bringing this forward, but I feel like our connection to being introduced to different galactic beings is a lot closer than we think. I have been feeling this for such a long time, to the point where I feel so disconnected from this realm, because I feel like I'm jumping into timelines where the truth is already here, where we're already being introduced to different star systems, different galactic beings, and that just being a daily norm. So there is something that is happening that is a massive shift at this time, and this is going to be a test of your intuition, where you find yourself in your timelines, in your healing, what is happening for you, because there will be different pockets of people at different points in their connection to all of this. And I think this is why I've been so apprehensive to bring it forward, because I know that there is going to be a diverse group of people that watch these videos, and where where you are in your journey, and you know, I don't want this to be something that is brought forward and it doesn't happen for you and that this makes you feel disheartened. But at the same time, I think it's a really great experience for you to be able to see and hear the other experiences that other people are experiencing. And I have this too within my own work and within my own parameters of what I'm doing. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there that have already been on crafts physically, have met ETs physically, and you know, that is something that I have been, you know, asking for this lifetime, you know, since being awake. And I have to remind myself that I am, you know, 3 or 4 years into my journey only, and there's a lot of people out there that have been, you know, on this path for such a long time, and I have to check my own self and where I am in my own energy, and you know, be grateful for where I am, but also have those stories and have those parameters of what other people are doing as a marker point for what is possible this lifetime. And I think sometimes we get really stuck in what we're seeing that's only around us, and this is definitely something that I felt really trapped in. You know, there's not a lot of spaces around me that are, you know, in collaboration exactly where I find myself, and you know, that's why I've been so incredibly grateful for people like Shauna L. Francis, the other teams of light that she works with, and you know, other people that she's put me into contact with, Krista and Cynthia also, that we've been doing a lot of good work together. And I've been so grateful to be meeting people that, you know, speak my language, are on the same frequency as me, and you know, we can all move together and helping each other to be connecting in a lot deeper at this time. And that's exactly what the Galactic Alliance want us to bring forward for all of you too. So for those of you that find it difficult to be connecting in with these energies on your own, you know, we are creating a space of healing on the 22nd of August for you to be able to sit in the energy of the Galactic Alliance, and for you to bring forward things that you want healing. And you know, I'm using myself as an example of this, and I know that this is something why I've gone through what I've gone through this lifetime with my difficult connection, and that is but that I've been in something that has been, you know, 12-13 years long, and it's been the most profound thing that I've ever experienced, but also the most painful. And I didn't know when there was going to be an end to this, and only last week have I been told, you know, that there is an end to this. There is a way for me to have my full own energy back to me. There's a way for me to be completely healed from this, you know, eventually in this lifetime. And I just didn't think that possible. So for those of you out there that might be struggling with karmic connections, twin flame connections, know that, you know, there is an end in sight, and it is possible, you know. And I've done my utmost. I tried everything. I felt like I went to the parameters of everything to try and heal this on my own. And you know, this was very much a balance of me and this other person, and having to understand where we were going to land eventually. And you know, for me to be able to move forward in my journey right now, it's not a possibility for this person to be in my life ever again. And you know, maybe some of you find yourself in that space too, but you haven't been given the confirmation of that. So trust in your knowing, trust in, if you've, you know, put an end to connections with people already, know that that was supposed to happen. If you are still walking away from things that no longer serve you and it feels painful, but in your heart you know that that is what you're supposed to be doing, trust that that is what you are supposed to be doing. And even if you are not getting the confirmation that you would like, know that you know what to do. Your heart always knows what to do, and your higher self is always guiding you to your highest timeline, to your highest love, to your highest connection to everything. So please trust in that, everyone. We are yet to concrete an exact time for the 22nd of August, but if you would like to join us, please do email us, and we will add you to the list of that. And yeah, perhaps we will see time zone where people are coming from, but we are also going to be recording this session too, and that will be something that you can access after the fact, for those that might not be able to make it in real time. But we're really excited to be connecting with you, and Anna Maria and myself are really excited to be able to be working with you as a team together as well in that, because yeah, there's been a lot going on. She's been moving around, she's been doing a lot of traveling and exploring, and yeah, lots of things that she will bring forward in her own time. But yeah, it's really nice for us to be able to come together and yeah, to share in our energies of each other. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how all of this pans out for us. When it happens, it's going to just be a lot of intuitive, just connecting in and seeing what the GA want to bring for us. We haven't been given the parameters of exactly what's going to happen in this session, but it's going to be a healing session for connection to the greater source, you know, God, source, creator, whatever you want to call it, and to come together in a space of healing and knowing and higher consciousness, and yeah, all of those beautiful energies that I'm so grateful to be connected to. But it feels so great to be back, everyone. There will be messages messages from Brett, but that's going to be the other side of the Lionsgate portal. I will be back tomorrow with a Lionsgate message, 100% sure of that, but I'm not sure who that's going to come from. I'm thinking from the Sirius star system, but I'm yet to be given 100% confirmation of that. But I will be back tomorrow, everyone. Please take care, and thank you so much for your patience. And yeah, it feels great to be back.